in the blue and starting in the northeast of New Repugnancy, representing Ents in Finland, it is Serral! And again, checking for that one probe. Gonna be able to throw down the hatchery before it can even block, so the first little mind game here, able to go in Serral's favor.
I do like the fact that Stats is also going for a Stargate again, because so far it's worked 2 games in a row now, which is definitely something, especially when you were 0-2 down. Like, he's flew right back into this series with the help of the Stargate. This is a really nice scout, though. Like, the fact that he gets to scout this with a Zergling is so big for him. Now he knows what he's up against, but still, he's seen what he's up against in the previous games as well, but he was unable to stop it. He also got to see the Oracle, like the addition of the Oracles, and you might be like, oh, it's expected at this point.
Oh, he's doing a lot of damage here on that one Oracle before it finally flies in there. A single Queen in position there. He's going to get picked up. The drones need to be pulled back. Stats with some fantastic micro. Kills 4 drones. One of those Oracles is solo on hit points. And the Adepts get surrounded upon reaching that location, but they still snipe drones as they're being killed here.
They got surrounded, but yeah, that's the big key. Stats was still microing them down to each one of their deaths. The stasis is coming in here. The drones, they are pulled. Nice control by Serral. But again, look how crazy Stats is with his Oracles. 11 drones have fallen, even though Stats has kind of handled, or rather Serral's handled this pretty decently.
Yeah, but he did kill one of the Oracles. The Phoenix has 1 hit points, and it looks like Stats might be going for a similar build here.
He certainly does, and amidst all this, he's still trying to lay down stasis traps. That's a big one in the main base, though. That is a lot of lost mining. But Serral, he's shown that he has quite an army. Behind all this, there is a 3rd Nexus on the way, and Stats has actually taken a worker lead. Was this just a poke and a prod that if he didn't appreciate it, if he didn't respect it, he could have killed him with it? But also he has a really good economy behind it.
I think, yeah, you just kind of go for it, and if you see the opponent's ready, you just pull back. In this case, he sees a bunch of units, Serral going on the offensive himself.
I'm not sure this is the right move, though, Todd. I think, like, obviously he's got 61 drones behind this, but the Warp Prism is great microed, and also the force fields were really, really clean there. Serral definitely suffered more losses than he wanted in the middle of the map here.
Yeah, he's on 60 walkers to 52 now, and making more drones, letting on more gases.
Okay, let's be real though. So Twilight Council has only just started. The Forge has only just started. That's quite a lot of tech that has been missing for quite some time by Stats. Like, a lot of this build by him is just kind of hoping that the Zerg overcommits to a lot of the defense. So far, these stasises have been really well handled, but it just shows that Serral is having to do so much right to stay ahead or even in this game. Oh, that's really nice. And also these Zerglings getting quite a bit of damage done. This is definitely going to make Serral smile.
Oh, this is sick, because it's not like there's going to be any Colossus or anything like this, or in this case even Archons early on. It's a very adept and immortal heavy army here. So Serral, his goal is to get to a high Swarmos count and start sieging that 3rd base. Wow, and he actually goes for a ton of shield batteries here on the 3rd base. He knows that that's where the Locust is likely to come, but no, actually Serral trying to aim the area between the natural and 3rd base. Locusts are going to land on top of this army, but they actually don't end up doing that much here. Nice Guardian Shield, but Roaches find a way inside of that base. Stats, he's going to Warp Prism with the 2 Immortals to try and clean that up. Ravagers on the other side getting caught right now. Serral might need to pull back. He's got a ton of supply, and still the Swarmos right above this getting ready as well to send some more Locusts forward. Stats so far is defending pretty well, but Serral's getting trades, I guess, left and right.
Not just pretty well, Todd. I love the decisive decision-making by Stats to just use the Warp Prism, warp in a few Zealots to deal with that little RUNBY. The Stasis as well, they're getting some, like, oh my gosh. That is so much economic damage. But the Locust waves, they will not stop.
Storm. It's almost finished here.
It certainly is, but these High Templars are kind of vulnerable. But these Locusts, it felt like they're going to run out by the time that they land. I guess that's in fact, that's kind of good in a way, because that means that the next wave is going to be up really, really soon, and they were all pretty close to dying. But Serral, his army, is getting close to 200 supply, which is really, really good. But Stats' army is getting so darn strong here.
Yeah, the creep is almost reaching Stats' side of the map here. He's ready to move out. He's got Storms, a ton of Immortals. So many of the High Templars here have energy for a Storm. Locusts are going to land inside of the main base. That might make Stats desperate here to go for an attack to try and deal a ton of damage. He runs into the Swarmos, which is nice because he can then just pull back and prevent Locust from landing inside of his main base. He might just go at the north here to try and go around maybe for a counter-attack.
He might do.
his base would be left exposed if he did that. And look, Serral already knows about that possibility, so he tries to go around here. To maybe do a big run by with the ton of roaches in case there were to be a base trade, so he can start that earlier than Stats.
Serral's buying time here, and he does have 200 supply, but he needs those locust waves available, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to catch Stats' army in a bad spot here. Stats trying to hang on, and he is getting lots of storms available here. The locusts are hunting down his army. These roaches, I don't think they'll be alive for a super long period of time here. They are stuck in the back of Stats' base.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, nice save with that Warp Prism on that low health High Templar. Stats is actually playing this game really well, very good defensively.
And although like Serral is keeping him pinned in his base, which is what you want. He's on 4 bases in the meantime, could easily start working on the 5th one. Missile attacks level 2 finishing now. That's going to be huge. And this Locust, still a massive threat on the other side of the map. They're about to land on their second Nexus.
Oh, but they're almost done already. It feels. Oh, are they going to get it still? Are they going to get it? Nice repair with the shield battery. Maybe wasn't totally necessary, but oh, these stasis continuously. Stats has been so active with these oracles.
I mean, these Swarm hosts, they're having a field day here. They're having so much fun running top, running bottom, launching Locust swarms towards Stats base. And that's going to be the 4th base here on the siege at the top. These units, they might all die to these Locusts. They're waves of Locusts. Mothership now starts. I wonder what else he wants to get from the Stargates here.
Oh, they are surrounded by the Locust. Stats tries to react, but that is 1 Immortal. Maybe 2 Immortals falling? No. So the Locust, they killed quite a bit there. They are threatening this Nexus, and that means next time it does attack, it's going to be much lower health than it was initially. So it's going to be a vulnerable spot from now on.
And Serral goes for centrifugal hooks. Carrier production will now start.
That spices up the game a lot, because now it puts Serral on a bit of a clock, right? Like, what kind of anti-air does he actually have available?
Yeah, I guess he would have to go for Hydralisks.
Yeah, because trying to go from
But he's already maxed out.
Yeah.
So he has to lose a little bit of his ground army and replace that with Hydralisks. Then facing Immortals, Storms,
beautiful.
And Archons.
And he took down that weak base that we talked about. The Locust softened it up. These storms that he's been putting him back with have been monumental. Oh, this is a lot of Locusts, though, and they have a lot of time available. There's nothing here to really stop them. This looks like it's going to be a 3rd base falling. Serral destroying the economy of Stats. He's only actually mining from 2 bases now, and they must be close to mining out at this point. Yeah, they certainly are.
The Carriers are going on a counterattack on their own.
This is the craziest little hit squad I've ever seen.
3 Carrier.
They are going to be spotted. They are going to be spotted by the Roach, but there's 1 Spore Crawler to deal with them. Double Spire is immediately started. Hive is on the way. But this is going to be a dead base, and Serral's economy is also going to be very much destroyed. Oh, these storms are so sick by Stats. The whole army of Serral. Oh, Serral's actually in a super bad spot now. Stats has taken major control of this game, I feel.
Yeah, that 4th base is going to die here from Serral. He's trying to retake it at the top. Locust swarms are going to land on top.
This is sick Locust micro. Super sick Locust micro, just using a small
nothing against these Carriers.
No.
Against Queens.
He can't shoot up, Todd. He actually can't shoot up. He's got a Spire soon to be finishing with the Hive. And he did take the other 4th base. I guess Queens are pretty good, actually, especially with the upgrades that he has. The one lucky thing for Serral right now is the fact that Stats was supply blocked and there aren't more carriers on the way. Yes. Although maybe this is used like the small amount of mutas, right? Like this will force out a lot of corruptors, but he's not actually super committing to it anymore.
How many roaches does Serral have left?
Not a lot.
He went for Tunneling Claws.
Tunneling Claws in the burrow?
It's time for the... for his own run-by. There was 3 carriers, now there's going to be 8 roaches.
Okay, so he is super committing to it. This Mothership is nice against the Locust, by the way, because that means that you need to bring an Overseer with the Locust every time. This army's so scary for Stats now. Like, this is a very different late-game situation, because Serral, he got here while having a very low economy, and his army is obviously not a late-game army.
I think if Stats regroups here and goes for the engagement and those oh my god.
I'm super scared for Serral.
Yeah, of course. Like, his Swarm host, I don't know that they will do this well against this army. Obviously, Archons and High Templars are great against Corruptors. So many of those go down. Serral in a world of trouble. Stats on the offensive. Finally, he's defended the entire game. Got cost-effective trades. A lot of this army here at the top gets cleaned up on the grounds as the Mothership tries to retreat on its own. We will have seen it all in that last game.
This is like Serral, he's going to have to do something drastic this game because, make no mistake about it, he's behind Stats. He's been the one with a better army. The fact that he lost all those corruptors in the middle for maybe taking out 1 or 2 carriers there too wasn't good. Oh, he's chasing him down with an offensive recall here. This could get very dicey. Oh my gosh, this Armada, it's almost as if as soon as they popped out the Stargate, he just brought them along. Stats, he smells blood in the water here, and he's moving in the direction of Serral.
There is 5 carriers with 36 interceptors in total. The anti-air of Serral in the form of 6 Corruptors, quite a few Ravagers, some Queens, Spores, taking position here. But even detecting here inside of that area here with the mothership is going to be difficult, because any overseer that goes forward is going to get sniped. And finally Serral steps on the high ground on the other side of the map. He wants to close things out here. He wants to move on to the grand final. Storms, he's going to land on a lot of these Corruptors here. Locust coming in from the other side. Stats is trying to outrun these Locusts, storming everything on his way. GG gets gold, and Stats will move on to the grand finals.